Welcome back. If you just joined us, you're watching the KTN Weekend Prime. Now, moving on to another story here. The just concluded by-elections have exposed the cracks in the preparedness of the country ahead of the 2027 elections. In this week's Face the Facts, Herman Kamariki looks at the loose mouths during campaigns that seem to lack morals, even as the body mandated to curb such conduct remains silent.
Now, gone are the days where we would watch our leaders on TV and aspire to be like them, or listen to them on radio and even aspire to speak like them, because these days our political leaders have failed to actually speak to our hearts and even speak to our ears, and everything that they speak is things that you cannot even want your child to listen to.
Wewe mzee, wewe nitakuvua nguo. Wewe nitakuweka aibu.
Mimi nakuuliza, wewe unaambia mwanaume mwenzako apenduke uone nini?
Nitakuweka aibu.
This is Face the Facts, and my name is Herman Kamariki. You know, the by-election in Malava and across the country has laid bare a harsh reality.
Wamepanga namna hii ati wanataka kuiba kura na wamegawana hizi words zetu.
Kenya is standing on a dangerous ground because the very leaders expected to be the pillars of morality and guidance have instead become examples of arrogance.
Wewe ulikuwa one-term MP.
That fellow called Temperament is as much as useless.
You know, leaders who should inspire generations have paraded a deficit of integrity, no wisdom at all, and no decorum. Take, for example, our own President William Samoei Ruto. In his campaigns across the country, the man, expected to speak as a father to the nation, has instead unleashed floods of arrogance, contempt, and simmering anger.
They have said they love Kenya, but they hate the leaders. And they have talked something about one term. And they have said Ruto must go. Those are the things I have listened to.
He lashes out at the opponents, his words sharp, often using language so disgraceful it would embarrass a parent.
Yani mtu ningeshingana na yeye ni Raila Odinga. Lakini sasa hawa nitawamalizia asubuhi na mapema. Very early in the morning.
You know, I have to imagine that he cannot even use these words while in his own family. But publicly, he shames the office he holds.
Sera hawana. Agenda hawana. Ata akili.
Then there is his deputy, Professor Kithure Kindiki. You know, while speaking in Mbeere North during the campaigns, it mirrored the same temperament as his boss, you know, issuing threats against opponents.
Wewe mzee, wewe nitakuvua nguo.
You know, he says he can deal with anyone because he was a former interior CS.
Mimi nimekuwa waziri wa usalama wa taifa, najua mambo mengi. Usicheze na mimi, nitakuvua nguo wewe.
Kindiki should remember he walks in a path once traded by giants, like, for instance, Joseph Ole Nkaiseri, George Saitoti, and Fred Matiang'i, leaders who set examples of wisdom and restraint while serving as the cabinet secretaries or ministers. Yet here we have leaders droning in their own way and spewing words that disgrace the very offices they hold.
Ameenda kushirikiana na wale ambao wamemtusi baba, wamemdharau baba, hata wakati baba amekufa bado walimtusi kwa kifo.
Then there is this other gentleman, DCP leader and former deputy president Rigathi Geoffrey Gachagua.
Tukifukuza Kasongo na Karinda 2027 utarudi tu hapa Mbeere.
You know, every morning Rigathi wakes up and eager to unleash remarks that mock and belittle his stature in the society.
Watu ya Karabale mlinyoa Kasongo. Alikuwa ametuma ile mtu yake anaitwa Soprano. Alikuwa hapa.
His campaign ally, Governor George Natembeya of Trans Nzoia, behaves just in the same manner, you know, like a spoiled child, focused solely on ridiculing Moses Wetangula and Musalia Mudavadi.
Enda ambia Wetangula kwamba Natembeya anapigana na majangili Rift Valley. Anapigana na majangili Isiolo. Anapigana na watu ambao wanabeba bomu.
And he even uses words we can't even print on TV or even play them on radio.
Mwambie Sheffield. Mwambie wacha ujinga. Wacha ujinga.
You know, that is a shame. And then there is, of course, the Prime CS Musalia Mudavadi. It's another shame, you know, to a leader who we expect him to speak to the hearts of us and a man who we expect him to speak with humility. He can't be that innocent because he's also consumed by arrogance.
Tukifika 2027, sisi tuna vijana tayari watasimama Governor Trans Nzoia. Mimi nakwambia natembea, utatembea tu Trans Nzoia. Tutakupangia. Kwa sababu pia sisi ni wanasiasa.
And this pattern does not just stop there. It extends to other names and other leaders. You know, if you listen to our politicians speak, you would think wisdom had abandoned the office of leadership entirely.
Wanaambia watu wachezee dance kinandakwa, wanaambia penduka hivi, penduka hivi. Mimi nakuuliza, wewe unaambia mwanaume mwenzako apenduke uone nini?
The consequences are real. People have been injured, others killed. Hate speech and incitement have been blatant. And yet, the National Cohesion and Integration Commission, NCIC, mandated to act, has done nothing.
You have no English, you have no capacity, you have no philosophy.
This inaction is shameful. When leaders exchange threats openly without fear and the oversight body does nothing, the nation suffers. Looking ahead to the 2027 elections, Kenya must prepare. If our leaders refuse to humble themselves to seek solutions without arrogance and insults, and even some speech that cannot be printed, this country is headed for a far worse future, where wisdom is absent, where vision is lacking, and that is how a nation collapses. And that's First the Facts. My name is Haman Kamariki.